Tony Stark says things that would make most people instantly unbearable. He brags, he interrupts, he jokes at the worst moments. He walks around like the world is lucky to have him. And somehow, it works.
I am Iron Man.
Mr. Stark, please.
Yes, dear.
Could I have your attention?
Absolutely.
Not always as likable, but as credible. Even when he's being arrogant, you still feel like, yeah, he probably can.
You're kidding me with the hand up, right?
Is it cool if I take a picture with you?
Yes. It's very cool.
Now here's the part that matters. If a random person copied Tony's exact vibe, same swagger, same sarcasm, same certainty, they wouldn't come off as confident. They'd come off as insecure. So the real question isn't why is Tony arrogant? It's why does his arrogance read like confidence?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
And what do you say to your other nickname, the Merchant of Death?
That's not bad.
Because your brain isn't judging his words. It's judging a stack of signals underneath the words. And once you see the stack, you'll notice it everywhere. At work, in friendships, in dating, in leadership. Also, we're coming back later to the one mistake that turns Tony Stark energy into try-hard energy. It's subtle, and it's why most people fail when they imitate confidence. 1. The attention weapon. He reroutes the room. Tony doesn't demand attention. He reroutes it. Most people enter a situation and unconsciously ask, what's the vibe here? What do I need to be? Tony enters like the vibe is irrelevant. And then he quietly answers, here's what this moment is now. That's why he can be arrogant without feeling fragile. Because fragile arrogance tries to get attention. Tony's version feels like attention is just a side effect of how he operates. What he's doing, the non-obvious part, he controls the frame. A frame is the invisible set of rules that decides what's normal in a moment, who's leading, who's reacting, what's allowed to be said, what matters. Tony's superpower is that he rarely argues inside someone else's frame. He changes it. Visual cue, quick montage of tense faces to hard cut, to Tony being calm to on-screen text. Frame control.
Wake up, Daddy's home.
Welcome home, son.
Truth is,
The 3 moves he uses to hijack the frame. Move 1. Tempo control. Tempo is a status signal. People who feel lower status rush. They over-explain. They fill silence. Tony often does the opposite. He slows things down with calm certainty or humor. Even when the room is panicking, he talks like he has time.
this time in the shape of a Mobius strip, inverted, please.
Processing.
All right, give me the eigenvalue of that particle factoring in spectral decomp. That'll take a second.
Just a moment.
And your brain reads that as, this person isn't reacting, they're steering. Move 2. Certainty language. Insecure arrogance sounds like, believe me. Tony sounds like, watch. He speaks in conclusions, not debates.
Is everything a joke to you?
Funny things, right?
I'm no expert.
In prostitution, of course not. You're a senator. Come on. Please, no gang signs. No, throw it up. I'm kidding.
Not because he's always right, because he's used to reality catching up to his pace. Move 3. Humor as emotional steering. This is where people misunderstand Tony the most. His jokes aren't just personality, they're pressure control. He uses humor to lower the emotional temperature, to cut through fear, to keep the room from owning him. But here's the catch. This only works if you have what Tony always has. Without proof, the same behavior becomes cringe. We'll break that down in a bit. 2. The brain's shortcut. Confidence is often mistaken for competence. Your brain has a lazy setting. It can't perfectly measure competence in real time, so it uses shortcuts, quick cues that feel like competence. 2 of the biggest are certainty, they sound sure, composure, they stay calm. Tony is basically built out of those cues. He speaks like his thoughts are already organized. He's fast. He's decisive. He rarely looks emotionally cornered. That combination creates a powerful illusion. He must know what he's doing. Psychologists sometimes call this thin slicing, the idea that we form strong impressions from small slices of behavior. Tony's thin slices scream fast processing, high tolerance for chaos, low fear response, high social control. Even when he's wrong, he looks like someone who can handle being wrong. And that alone makes arrogance read as confidence.
It's been a really long day, like Eugene O'Neill long, so how's about we skip to the part where you're useful?
I remember you do everything yourself. How's it working out for you?
But there's a huge difference between looking competent and being competent. Tony survives because the story gives you receipts. 3. The receipts. Your brain forgives arrogance when it sees proof. Here's the rule. Arrogance becomes confidence when it's paired with value. Value is the receipt your brain demands before it fully buys the attitude. Tony's receipts come in a few forms. Receipt 1. Speed under pressure. Tony's mind moves fast when it matters. Under threat, he doesn't spiral into emotional static. He turns stress into problem solving. Your brain sees that and goes, okay, he's not just loud, he's capable. Receipt 2. Specificity. Competent people speak in specifics, not vague motivational lines, not abstract dominance, specific solutions, specific risks, specific moves. Tony's arrogance lands because it usually comes with a blueprint behind. Receipt 3. Outcome bias. He's often right. This is the unfair part. When a character produces results repeatedly, the audience starts to retroactively interpret their arrogance as earned. It's like the halo effect. One strong trait, competence, spills over into how we judge everything else. Tone, attitude, even morality. So Tony can say something outrageous, and the viewer thinks he's arrogant, but he's Tony Stark. Receipt 4. Non-neediness. Tony rarely begs to be believed. Try-hard arrogance pleads, respect me. Tony's energy is, you'll respect me later. That's not always healthy, but it is powerful. Open-loop payoff setup. Now we can finally talk about the twist. Sometimes Tony's arrogance isn't even confidence. Sometimes it's armor.
I'll be close behind. How about a loose follow? All right, boundaries are good.
Anything else, boss?
I'm good.
No, I'll
Hap.
be just another minute.
I lost both the kids in the divorce. That's a... No.
4. The armor layer. Arrogance as self-protection. If Tony Stark were just arrogant, he'd be exhausting. The reason he stays watchable is that you eventually sense what the arrogance is doing psychologically. It's protecting him. Underneath the performance is a person who hates feeling helpless, hates being emotionally exposed, carries guilt and fear, uses control to avoid vulnerability. So the arrogance becomes a defense mechanism. If I act untouchable, I don't have to feel how touchable I am. That's why the best Tony moments aren't the big speeches. They're the quiet cracks. A quick look, a pause, a rare moment of sincerity. Those moments tell the viewer, this isn't just ego, this is survival. And the second the audience senses that, his arrogance becomes more complex. Not, he thinks he's better than everyone, more like, he's trying not to collapse in front of everyone. This also explains something important. Tony doesn't just signal dominance, he also signals pain. And when arrogance sits on top of pain, people often interpret it as depth, not just attitude. Now, this is where most people mess up when they imitate him, because they copy the armor without understanding why it works. 5. The try-hard trap. The one mistake that turns confidence into cringe. Here it is. Copying the swagger without having the stack. Tony's confidence is a stack of signals. Calm nervous system, speed under pressure, tangible value, the ability to take social heat, and often actual outcomes. When you copy only the attitude, you create a mismatch. Big certainty, small proof, big ego, no receipts. And the brain hates mismatch. It reads it as compensation. That's why fake confidence feels so obvious. It's not because people are judgmental. It's because your nervous system notices inconsistency the way it notices a fake smile. Try-hard arrogance also has telltale behaviors. Tony rarely does. Over-explaining to force belief. Performing dominance instead of staying calm. Needing a reaction. They watch faces too closely. Escalating when challenged. Tony can be challenged and still keep his rhythm. Try-hard confidence collapses the moment someone doesn't buy it.
Multiple contusions detected.
Yeah, I detected that too.
How we doing? Good, Pat?
Really, really good. Really good. Do you plan on helping out?
Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards.
So what do you do instead? You build the Tony effect without becoming unbearable. 6. The Stark Formula. Confidence that lands without the arrogance. If you want to borrow the useful part of Tony Stark psychology, here's the formula. Not be arrogant, be stable, valuable, and clear. Step 1. Bring value before you bring attitude. Tony gets away with edge because he creates outcomes. In real life, value doesn't mean being a genius. It means being useful in a way the room can feel. Clarity in chaos. Competence under pressure, taking responsibility without drama, solving problems instead of narrating them. When people associate you with value, your confidence stops feeling like ego. It feels like leadership. Step 2. Slow your tempo. Confidence is often just nervous system control. Speak slightly slower. Pause before answering. Stop filling every silence. Silence isn't awkward if you're not asking for permission.
Okay? Because if you say I one more time, I'm gonna actually hurl something at your head, I think.
I mean, like textbook narcissism. Agreed?
Step 3. Replace proof by talking with proof by action. Try-hard confidence tries to win with words. Tony wins with movement. Even when he talks, his vibe is, I'll show you. The more you prove with action, the less you need to sound confident. Step 4. Use humor to release pressure, not to win status. Tony's best humor doesn't punch down. It controls fear. Humor that calms people builds trust. Humor that humiliates people builds enemies. And enemies make you look insecure fast. Step 5. Set clean boundaries. Tony often acts like he's already decided what matters. You can do the healthy version of that by being clear. Here's what I can do. Here's what I won't do. Here's what happens. Next. No over-explaining, no theatrics, just clarity. Why arrogance sometimes looks like confidence. So why does Tony Stark's arrogance look like confidence? Because it's rarely just arrogance. It's a stack. He controls tempo. He controls the frame. He stays calm under heat. He delivers receipts. And the audience senses a human wound underneath the armor. When all of that is present, the edge reads like certainty. But if you copy only the edge, without calm, without value, without proof, it doesn't read as confidence. It reads as fear in expensive packaging. Tony Stark isn't a confidence tutorial. He's a reminder that real confidence is less about swagger and more about being the kind of person who can handle pressure without begging the room to believe you.